Sorbo!
Right here? Like in front of the congressional committee.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I could say a few things. Slide over. So here we go.
The way we're setting this up would be like a story time about Kevin. We're gonna hang out, we say whatever you'd like to say, and then we get some questions in there. Maybe you'd like to start off with, or just say?
No, I'd rather get the questions from you guys. I can pontificate a lot about nothing, but if you guys got questions, I'm here to answer them. All right? Anyway, don't be shy.
He's right here in front of you.
Right here. I'll just pop in real quick. I just finished. We'll get you in a second. I directed and acted in a movie in Birmingham, Alabama in August, and I think it's going to be a good one. It's nice. It's called Let There Be Light. We won't see it till next year, unfortunately. I think we won't have done it in February, and then we're going to do a heavy emotional on it. It won't come up on next Thanksgiving. We have more than a year to wait for it. And I just finished one in Ohio. I went straight from there up to Ohio and shot a movie called Reliant. And it's a political thriller dealing pretty much with what's going on in America over the last 10 years. We've been printing a lot of money, and people aren't aware of that, so there could be a huge economic collapse in the country. So it deals with the riots that will take place once people realize they're not going to get free stuff. So it's just not free. Just they think it's free. But go ahead. That's up to date. Wait a question, my friend. This computer right here.
I'm sorry, yes. What exactly got you into acting and how did it start?
Can we hear this? Can you hear us all right?
Yes.
Okay. I always loved it. My mom was a big fan of old movies, so I grew up, and I always encourage everybody, but certainly young actors I work with, that know really nothing about the history of Hollywood. I've never seen movies like Casablanca or Butch Cassidy's Sundance Kid, and all these, The Hustler, all these great, wonderful movies. And my mom introduced me to a lot of them, Cary Grant, Spencer Tracy, Katharine Hepburn, and all these wonderful movies. And I was 11 years old. We took a field trip. My school went to the Guthrie Theater. I'm from just outside of Minneapolis. And the Guthrie Theaters are very famous in Minneapolis for people in the theater. A lot of people from Broadway come and perform there. And I was 11, and I saw The Merchant of Venice, which is Shakespeare. I don't know what the hell they were saying, but I was mesmerized by the whole stage thing going on. And I told my mom on the way home, I said, Mom, I think I'm going to be an actor. And she gave me a pat on the leg and said, that's nice, dear. So I actually did become an actor. At 16, I actually told him too. I said, Mom, Dad, I wanted him to buy you a house. And I said, that's nice, dear. So I did both those things. Parents, don't always blow your kids up. Encourage them. We got you. Yes, there you go. There you go. So yeah, that's kind of how it happened for me. I was a jock, and so we made fun of the people in the drama class, because they're a bunch of wusses. The reality was, I wanted to be in there. It wasn't really until I got into college that I got out of that clique mode, but I was pretty popular in high school. I was a jock, I was a good student, but I was also friends with all the burnouts, we call them, the frisbee guys in the parking lot smoking pot. And so, I knew all those people, I'd go into the bathroom, smoking in the boys' room, singing a song, those guys. But, so I knew everybody in there, but it really wasn't until I got to college I said, just be yourself. And I think that's the trouble with kids when they get involved with these cliques. And they're afraid to move out of them just out of fear, out of notice. But I don't think schools really change that much for kids. You still got bullies, you still got all kinds of different stuff that goes on for kids in public schools especially.
And if anything has got like more clicky, more like different types of cliques in there, no longer just the burnouts, the jocks, the nerds, there's like everything else in between too. And but hopefully things get better, and all we can do is bring awareness to it.
There you go. When college I went after, I double majored in marketing, advertising, but I minored in drama. I knew what I wanted to do. I said I used my main double major, I market and advertise myself. So I'm my own product, you know. In Hollywood, they say, you know, you're supposed to be thick-skinned to all the negative things that happen. But as an actor, you're wearing your emotions on your sleeve, basically. When you're almost getting turned down, because Hollywood, it's all about rejection anyway. You walk in a room and they're looking at you and you go, oh, he looks like my ex-boyfriend. I just don't like this. There's a lot of reasons why you get jobs, a lot of reasons why you don't get jobs, and it's sort of it's a weird town. And I like to tell people I'm a 13-year overnight success. So if you have dreams, you have goals, I say stick to them. You know, and really, the worst thing you got somebody to do is set your limitations, especially yourself. And to me, people set their own limitations and they don't believe in themselves. You got to believe in yourselves, because I had everything against me going to Hollywood. I didn't know a soul. I just walked out there and showed up in a little town from 8,000 people outside of Minneapolis, and my dream was there, and I got stuck with it.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Right.
So, can you tell us about how you ended up involved with God's Not Dead?
God's Not Dead. Well, what happened is there was a movie before that, but I'm telling a lot of people were coming up to me saying, like, God's Not Dead. I said, you got to see What If. What If's a great movie. And What If was my first really faith-based movie, and I shot that. It's already 6 years ago I shot that. Came out in theaters about 5 years ago. God's Not Dead is Pureflix did both those movies. Same writers for both movies. And I shot What If in Manistee and Traverse City, Michigan. And a friend of mine, Dallas Jenkins, he's Jerry Jenkins' son. If you don't know Jerry Jenkins, he wrote all the Left Behind books. So like $70 million. They've made some movies out of it through the years. I mean, Nick Cage is the most recent one. They've approached me to do the next two Left Behinds. So I just haven't seen any scripts yet, but we'll see if it's reality or not. But Dallas said, will you read the script and tell me what you think about it? Because I think I got a nice little script here. So I read it, and I said, who's playing Pastor Ben in the movie? He goes, I don't know, you know. He said, well, what about me? He says, dude, it's no money in this thing. There's no budget whatsoever. And I said, Dallas, I want to do this. I said, great part. It's a great movie. So Christy Swanson co-stars in with me. If you don't know her, she was the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Tons of movies. She was like a Gerber baby when she was 6 months. And she's a hoot to work with. She's just so much fun. I did another movie with her a couple years ago called Storm Rider, which I recommend for kids. It's a really good movie. And then, and John Ratzenberger's in it, Court from the Cheers.
Yeah.
Kids, of course, don't know that, but they know John from every Pixar movie. He's the truck in Cars, he's the pig in Toy Story, he's the group of fish in Nemo.
Yeah.
So he's the voices in every single one of these things. But he plays this really smart-ass curmudgeon angel. He comes down from heaven to show how much I've screwed up my life. And it's a reverse, it's a wonderful life. You know, God didn't tell me for this road, I'm on this road, but I like the road I'm on. So I got kicking and screaming in this bilateral universe that I should have been in. So I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix, I'm pretty sure, too. So that's kind of where it started. And then I did a movie I thought called Abel's Field, which is a sort of modern-day Cain and Abel meets Friday Night Lights, which we shot in Austin, Texas. And then they came to me with God's Not Dead, and Pureflix guys. And they said, we have a movie, we're curious if you want to play professor. I read the script, and I said, yeah, I want to do this. I'm going to play this atheist college professor. It's like shocking. We have someone in colleges, really? And I always get a kick out of these guys. I see these guys on Fox and CNN and MSNBC, these guys that are atheists, and I mean, if you're an atheist, fine. But I'm not, I'm a Christian, but I love playing that part. And I've got atheist friends, we have great debates, we still part as friends, but I look at these guys on TV, they're so angry. They're just, and I saw a nativity scene, ooh, just pour that down, you know. And I'm going, why do you get so mad about something you don't believe in? You should get upset about Santa Claus and Easter rabbit, you know. So I said, I want to play this guy, I want to play it. And it's funny, here's a $2 million movie made $140 million worldwide.
Wow.
It was a huge hit worldwide. I get stopped every day for people saying, please make more movies like that. And what's amazing is that you get a movie like that, it's that big. I couldn't get on Good Morning America, Today Show. The only outlet was Fox. The only outlet, CNN. So I also said no. If I had played a radical Islamic terrorist pedophile, Matt Lauer would have me on and say, how was it reaching in the soul of that character? Like, it's so weird, this political correctness weirdness stuff, you know? Yeah. You can be a Muslim and get a free pass. If you're a Christian, they want to take your head off. I don't quite get it. And to me, it's like live and let live with religions, but it's weird to me that this political correctness thing is just going crazy. And not to be able to get on and do these bigger shows. It's, when I was doing Hercules, I got on all those shows, everything from Letterman to Leno, all those shows. This one, huge hit? No. In fact, the most dollar for dollar average on any faith-based movie ever made 70 times its profit. I mean, Mel Gibson Passion made $600 million and $30 million. That's a 20 times profit. We were 70 times. Wow. So to them just blow that off, it's just, Hollywood's a weird beast, I'm telling you. It's a weird thing.
So if I may ask, it seems a bit controversial at times, but like faith in film, is there a place for it in all of Hollywood? There's a movie that just released recently called Priceless. And it's a faith-based film, but it talks about human trafficking. It's very, not your average faith-based film, but it's there.
Well, I think human trafficking is a huge problem. I did a movie called Cage Deal. I mean, that's a huge problem. But I mean, Hollywood's called show business, right? It's not called show. So Hollywood has taken notice that all these independent movies doing so well. Like last year's War Room did really well. I mean, there's a number of them that done well. There's one recently Jennifer Garner did that was really good. What's the title of it called? Kevin Sorbo,
Miracles from Heaven.
What is it?
Miracles from Heaven.
Really nice movie, wonderful movie. There's an audience out there. See, Hollywood, you got Hollywood, New York City. They call all the other states flyover states. Like there's nobody living there. They push their own movies, their own agendas. So they woke up and said, okay, let's make a movie. They didn't know one. Did you ever see No One?
Yeah.
Wonderfully visual to look at. But I got invited with the Pepperdine University faculty, which is a Christian university out in Southern Cal. We got invited to Paramount to look at this movie. Halfway through the movie, my wife looks at me and she goes, this isn't Noah, this is Transformers meets Waterworld. And here's the movie that they portrayed Noah as an alcoholic psychopath hell bent on killing his own kids once the journey was over. And you look at it and you're going, then you find out it was an atheist director. I'm going, what? Hollywood's Jewish. It's the Old Testament. Would you hire an agnostic or something? So that movie lost $100 million because it dropped 62% from week 1 to week 2 because people walked up and said, it's stupid. Then they did a remake of Exodus, and trust me, stick with the 10 Commandments with Charlton Heston. That movie is still awesome today, and it's 60 years old. It's still an awesome movie. I recommend make sure your kids see the movie. You do it. And then you get Ridley Scott, another atheist. And they interviewed him. See, they didn't mean to be the interviewer, because they interviewed him, and he talked about the Red Sea parting. He goes, come on, that didn't happen. It had to be a tsunami. I would have said, pretty damn good timing on that tsunami. Wow, lucky us. And the entire Egyptian army is coming down on top of this. I got to see the part for it. But you cannot believe all you want, but there's a thing called Exodus, Proof of Evidence. I did the narration of it. The fellow Minnesota that spent 10 years in Egypt through archaeological digs to prove the existence that the Exodus happened, and he proved it. And the atheists in the world they think they're all myths. They don't want these things proven because it debunks everything that that they're trying to say. They believe they found Noah's Ark in the mountains in Turkey in a glacier. The Turkish government, mostly Muslim, won't let them go in to find out. They think it's down there. But no, we can't have that happen because they don't want the proof. You're not going, come on, you guys. But that's, it's the world we live in right now.
Do we have to be affected by that, or can we change it ourselves?
Do we have to what?
Do we have to be affected by the world we live in like that, or can we just change it ourselves? It sounds like we're doing a lot of labor of love projects and things that
Well, I like good family projects. I don't necessarily, I played everything from serial killer to a pastor, so if I read a script I like, I check it out. So for those of you who like psychological thrillers, check out Julia X. It was a fun part for me to play. I did in Shreveport, Louisiana. Now that I brought up Shreveport, I was with my 2 kids when I was shooting this movie. I'm going through the Walmart there, picking up some groceries, some items. And this couple walks up to me. They look at me and they go, what the hell are you doing here in Shreveport? I looked at the guy and said, I'm shooting a movie. He goes, in Shreveport? So son, we're the armpit of America. His wife hits him. She goes, he goes, I know, honey, but we're still the armpit of America. I didn't think it was. I had a good time there. But I like to mix it up. I like to do, if I get the script 20 pages. If 20 pages interests me, then I'll read the rest of it. If it doesn't, I throw it away. I started my own production company a while ago, so it's just, I'm getting more and more scripts now. I've helped to finance a bunch of movies. We're in the $2 to $5 million range. It sounds like a lot, but trust me, like a Lord of the Rings, that was maybe the catering budget. It's in Hollywood, that goes pretty fast, and this one we just shot now, Let There Be Light, with a $3 million budget, and everybody works. I work for scale on it. I work for there's an actor would get that who's just starting out in their career, so I'm hoping it becomes a success, but I want to do it because it was a labor of love. It's a wonderful script. My wife co-wrote it along with Dan Gordon. And Dan Gordon, you may not know his name, you certainly know his work. He wrote The Hurricane, a wonderful Denzel Washington movie. He wrote Whiter, one of my favorite westerns with Kevin Costner. He wrote Passenger 57, Wesley Snipes. He was the head writer and creator of Highway to Heaven, Michael Landon series, and a really good writer. So we had a good team for this movie, so we'll see what happens. Everybody worked for nothing with it, it's like the script. So. But anyway, more questions on that? Come on. Yes?
How prepared were you for being catapulted after you doing Hercules and Beyond, Andromeda, and all those others?
Well, okay, I'm going to backtrack a little bit with the Hercules thing, because it's just kind of funny how the whole thing happened. The last couple years leading up to Hercules, things were starting to really roll things better. I was really making some good headway, and I knew that something was down the road waiting for me. I knew it. All of a sudden I was getting called in to read for new pilots for NBC, CBS, wherever, Fox, and I was getting better parking spots. I didn't have to walk 7 blocks. And I'd walk in and get past the casting director, go straight to the producers and the directors. So I knew things were starting to roll. And I did a couple pilots I didn't get picked up. So I just had a good feeling about it. When they called for Hercules originally, I sort of laughed. I said, I'm a big guy, but I'm not, they want some steroid, 290-pound no-neck dude. And when I went to read the first time at Universal, we have a big black building at Universal. It's a big tower, it's like 30 stories high. We call it the building of death. And it should be black. Because you just go in there and you just die a horrible death. And you get back on the 101 and you go, why did I audition that way? And so I went in, and there was a variety of guys. I mean, there were different sizes there. But I read the first 2 scripts. It was 5 2-hour movies before it became a 1-hour series. And I thought, they're funny. They're good. And Sam Raimi was attached, Evil Dead and all that stuff. That's kind of cool. And they have humor, style of humor in it. And I read it, and I thought, I read pretty good. And I got to a point where I said, if they don't want me, I'm not going to. They don't want me. That's their loss, was my attitude. 2 weeks later, they called me to come in again. 3 weeks later, they called me again. I went 7 times over about 2.5 months. And I got to a point, I said, guys, what do you want me to do? Because they never gave me new scene to read. They never gave me any new direction. So the last time I'm in there, it's all the Universal guys. And, it's about 20 men and about 10 women. It's all the suits and the high-powered dresses of Universal Studio. And I get up there, and Sam Raimi's there, we're talking, okay, do the scene, okay, we love it. He's like, guys, you want me to do something? No, we love what you're doing. So I read it again. I was on the last 3 guys at this point. They looked at 2,800 actors over that time. And so I read it, and I said, anything else? And Sam looks at the woman next to him, gives her a little nudge, and she goes, yes, I'm the one supposed to ask you if you wouldn't mind taking your shirt off. And I've always been in good shape. I played sports all through college and everything. I was half a mile from Gold's Gym where I lived in Santa Monica. I was always pumping. So I was pretty ripped up. If you watch the show, you can tell me. And so I took my shirt off. And there was like this, from the women, I was like, I'm of course the smartest one. I said, yeah, I'm a lot bigger out of my clothes. I said. So then Sam Raimi says, if you get the part, would you mind shaving your chest and your stomach? And I looked at Sam and I said, I'm sorry, I thought you wanted a man for this role. And I started walking up the hill. And then they said, you're great, we love you. And then I left the next day to go to Vancouver to shoot a guest spot on Michael Chiklis' show, The Commish, for those of you who remember The Commish. So I'm up there, and we're about 5 days into shooting, and I get a note from one of the PAs there, one of the assistants said, you're supposed to call your manager. Call my manager, and she's freaking, she goes, you got the role, you got her, you got it. So I was like, you're kidding? No, they're going to start training you. You're going to train the next 2 months, you're going to train with this guy. I mean, Douglas Wong's one of Bruce Lee's original students, and worked with all these different martial arts and weapons and all this. And so I walked back on the set, and I looked at Chiklis, he's like a foot shorter than me. And I said, dude, no more crap from you, I am half God. I worked with this guy, Douglas Wong, he was amazing. And it was like 8 hours a day, 6 days a week before I left. And I pumped myself up to get 230 pounds again. 230 was my college weight when I was playing sports. And so I get down there and meet Michael Hurst for the first time and start doing the movies. Roma Downey was in the first movie as well. Actually, I went to The Voice. My kids love The Voice, and so I take them every year. We go to one of the tapings, and so the very first year we went to The Voice, her husband comes in there to meet me, Ramadan's husband, and says hi. And I introduce himself, and I said, yeah, before she was touched by an angel, she was touched by Hercules. I had to say. And so, but I'm down there, and it's a second movie where Michael and I sort of get this, Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid thing on the show. We had this great banter going on, and we started ad-libbing more. I think the last stuff you guys laughed at were just lines Mike wanted to throw out. And initially I think the writers mad, but then they realized, Sam Raimi said, no, it's funny what they're saying. We can edit it out if we don't want it. And I said, they're going to make a series out of this, Michael. And he looked at me and goes, why? And I said, because I know they're going to make a series. I said, there's nothing on TV like this now. Now there's everything. There's everything on TV like this. But at the time, in the early 90s, there was nothing like an action show like this. And evident by, obviously, all the, not only our third-year spin-off show with Xena, but all the shows that came out that same year Xena came out with Sinbad, and Tarzan, and Conan, and Robin, and Sheena, and all these other shows tried to copy it. And so it was in the third movie, they came up to me and said, you're going to stay here, we're going to make this into a series. And that's how the whole thing really kicked off. And it wasn't until they actually started airing those movies that were hitting how big the show was becoming, because then even all the Kiwis in New Zealand were known about the show, and by our third year, we were in 176 countries, and the last Baywatch is the most watched show in the world, and just took on. Wow. And of course, I'm in New Zealand, 9,000 miles away from LA, and I suddenly started getting invited to premieres. I get a letter from Hefner to go to the Playboy Mansion. I can't do any of this stuff. I'm in New Zealand, But it was kind of funny that all of a sudden all these letters started pouring in, and it was just amazing, people's reactions. Meet the guy who passed my show in the race. I'm over 6'3", he's like 6'5", he's a big dude. And but it was kind of cool. He's a nice guy, and it was just kind of cool to be part of that. And then of course I did Andromeda for 5 years after that. And I've shot a number of pilots that didn't get picked up. I had one that was a heartbreaker for me. I came up with the idea. I had Barry Kent to write it. You may not know Barry Kent, but work. He was the head writer on Taxi. He created Newhart. He created Coach with Craig Canal. He shot the pilot. You can check it out. It's on YouTube. You can see the whole thing. It's called Bobby Cannon. It was sort of like a Coach meets Cheers sitcom. It tested #1 for ABC back in 2005. And it was in president of ABC. Thank you. If I was didn't pick up the show. And it's devastating. I was 28 shows. We tested #1 in 8 cities in North America. This guy decided not to pick it up. He said to Barry and I just thought it was good, but it just reminded me that little, like, old-fashioned, like a Eldorado Rain. It's just not there. And I looked and I said, yeah, you wouldn't want one of those, would you? And he banned me from ABC. The pettiness of Hollywood guys. And this guy was the one that drove ABC to the last place in the Netherlands. So, it showed you, and I said, you guys can see this show is amazing. It was so funny. So check it. It's on YouTube. It's called Bobby Cannon. And Kate Walsh plays my potential of it. And she wanted to do private practice after that show. Didn't get picked up. And Rocky Carroll played my sports agent. He's been on the NCIS for the last 10, 11 years. Great guy, funny guy. It was such a funny show. I played a 42-year-old quarterback for the Chicago Bears. at the end of his career, it's NFL drafting, they drafted 22-year-old stud out of Texas, and you realize, they're going to get rid of him. And he's got such an ego. He's still a guy trying to date the 24-year-old. You know, it's like Sam Malone at Cheers. You know, he just has a big black book. It was very, very funny, very well written. And that one still bugs me on years later. But, you know, that's the way business goes. But I've been very busy in the independent world. And in fact, I just finished my 51st movie.
Could you talk a little bit about working on Andromeda? Any funny stories?
You know, Andromeda, she wants to know about that one. I was on season 7 of Hercules. They were discussing seasons 8, 9, and 10 to continue the series. And I get a call from Major Roddenberry. Direct to my house on a Sunday. And she goes, Major Roddenberry. I said, oh, it's nice. And she goes, it is. And she goes, I have a show my husband wrote in 1969 that when the original Star Trek series finished, another really big mistake. You know, 3 years series came from the biggest mistake probably ever made. And she said, he wrote a series, I think he would love you as the next captain after Captain Kirk, Captain Dylan Honey. And I said, I don't need to see a script. I will do this. I'm a big Star Trek fan. I've probably seen every episode of the original series 50 times. When I was in college, it was Twilight Zone at 10, and then Star Trek right after that. And my mom and dad, you studying? Oh, I'm studying hard. I'm just, I really can't talk right now. And so they gave me, it was like a mafia contract. It was too good to say no to. And they offered me the world to be exec producer. I got a final edit. I got to hire the actors, the directors, I got everything. It was a great learning experience on the other side of the camera for me. Even though on Hercules I started directing on a series, I learned a lot on that side anyway. But it was amazing. We shot 5 years in Vancouver. Halfway through season 5 is when we got the news that Tribune Company that owned us out of Chicago went bankrupt. Stargate never beat us in the ratings. We were the #1 show in first-run syndication. And they got 10-year run. We would have had 7 for sure, because I had a 7-year contract. But we had to freeze all their assets. And that's why they rushed the end of season 5. We got a little funky for you. Got a little funky for us, too. But it was very frustrating to get it finished the way it should have finished. Vancouver loved it. We had another great cast up there as well. And it was really, for me, it was so much better. Hercules was 14 hours a day filming, 2 hours a day lifting, and then going home and studying. I was averaging 4 to 4.5 hours a night sleeping. That was it. I totally have no recall of any dreaming. I know we were supposed to dream all the time. But I would hit the pillow at 12:30 and wake up at 4:30. It would feel like 2 minutes went by. It's like I was coming out of my own little vortex of a black hole, you know. And but I still loved the schedule. I loved it. You know, it was fun. But this show was 12 hours door to door, which was like heaven. And my entire crew had just gotten off of X-Files. Because David Duchovny wanted to move it down to LA. You guys remember all the big hoopla on that, and how people were like, oh, we're not good enough or whatever. But I got that crew, and I said, guys, every day is 12 hours door to door for me. That means if I leave my house at 6 in the morning, I'm back by 6. So they may do one more scene, but they wrap every day between like 6 and 7:30. My crew loved me. Because most, I know you understand, most hour shows, like Friday, your call time is maybe 6 at night, and you shoot till 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. So they said this is the first time they had in 7 years that they were able to have dinner with their kids and their wife and stuff. So and it was a much easier show to shoot in terms of Hercules, because we were always in different locations, and we shot longer days, and each episode was 8 to 10 days, as opposed to Andromeda was 7 days. And we were always mostly inside working on green screen, so it was easier to keep things flowing along. Stargate would shoot a lot outside, but every planet they go looks like Vancouver, British Columbia. More tall green trees. Oh, another beautiful planet like Earth. I give those guys a hard time. But yeah, I mean, I love being part of that show, and it's great to do it. It's just, I love it up there, and I love that genre. I just do. I'm a big fan for that space stuff, you know.
Well, one of the things that like very noticeable about you, like one of your biggest attributes, you have a presence about you, your voice is very specific, very distinct. And I love, one of my favorite games series was like God of War. And And they brought you back in as Hercules.
I did God of War 3, God of War Requiem, Ascension, whatever the heck it was. It's funny, there's a thing, I did the Conduit, I've done a couple voices for the Crusher and Skylanders and stuff like that. I got invited to Gen Con, which is in Indianapolis, and that's a gamers con. We could give a crap about 240 episodes of Hercules in Andromeda. They lined up, I signed like 200 of these a day of these God of War 3s and stuff. And almost every one of them were going, dude, this was awesome, I'm sorry I killed you in it, but it was good. But that's big money in those games. It's unbelievable. I've been doing more and more voice stuff lately. I'm doing a lot of narration for these documentaries. I love documentaries, and so I've been doing stuff on that. You'll be seeing on TV soon the new voice for Maserati cars, so you'll be seeing that on sport, football games.
It's really cool that one of my friends called me because I told him to ready to work here. He goes, "He's ready to work with White Morgan Freeman."
Well, it's funny because Bruce Campbell all said my voice sounded like it was pre-looped. Bruce said about 20 episodes of Hercules as well. I had a blast. Bruce and me keep in touch all the time. I told him, I said, well, now you're down there, you're shooting Ash, you're with my old crew from Hercules, why won't you put me on the show? But we'll see if that happens next season. I mean, it's the least he can do. I put him on mine. He started directing, Michael Lewis and myself and Bruce all started directing on Hercules. That's where we started. And Bruce is such a Three Stooges dude. I mean, the first take, his first time ever directing, we're doing the first scene on the first day, and I gotta set this up. George Lyle was our first AD, first assistant director. British guy married to a Kiwi lady down there in New Zealand. Very dry, very funny. Just your typical English guy with a great sense of humor. And Bruce, after the first take is done, Bruce goes, "Wah, wah, 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 wah." And then George looks at him and says, that must be American for cut. But we had a blast. Bruce walked, he also has a portable hammock. We're outside, he find 2 trees and he just lay down on his hammock. That's awesome. But he was fun to work with. Yes?
So you mentioned you keep in touch with Bruce Campbell. Do you still keep in touch with Michael Hurst?
Yes, Michael Gladiolis. We keep about every 3 months. You get busy with life. He's got kids, I got kids, and I'm busy doing stuff, he's busy. About every 3 months, it's either a Skype or a long email back and forth, just kind of catch up what's going on. And actually last year we were in Perth and Adelaide in Australia and did our first Comic-Con together in a long, long time. And the lines were nuts. I mean, the photos alone are probably 500 people a day.
Wow.
And it was crazy, but we had a blast. I took my oldest son with me at the time, he was 15 now. And so we had 2 weeks down there. It was only Saturday and Sundays we could do it. So we went down a little bit earlier and just hung out and did sightseeing and golf and boating. And we just had a blast. I tried to, normally I bring one of my kids with me in these cons, but they've been traveling so much, they weren't in the mood to come with me this one. But then we homeschool, so they were in Ohio with me, they were in Alabama with me, so. But they're heavy into the hoops right now, they got basketball going on, so they want to stay there. But we keep in touch. Michael's mostly busy. He directed on Spartacus, he directed in some of the Evil Dead. He's a theater guy. He's like the premier Shakespearean actor of New Zealand. They call it the Order of the Commonwealth. It's like a knighthood, and I said, I'm not calling you sir. But we had so much fun on the show, and I don't know if you guys remember the Widow Twanky that you play occasionally. And that was based on his mom. And the very first time he directed as the Widow Twanky, and he would have the blue wig on, but all the makeup and the fake boobs. And there's a shot where they did a still shot, which I have in my office, where he's trying to be serious, give me direction. I'm just laughing. I was hard to take it seriously with him, but we had so much fun. It was in Fancy Free, I think was one of the first ones. It was a ballroom dancing one, but a great ballroom dancing fight at the end, which was so much fun. And we ad-libbed a line in there where, because on Xena, she got different outfits every frickin' episode. I did the same thing on all time. So, as the widow Twanky says, he goes, I have to get you out of the outfit. And I said, like, it's all everywhere. And he goes, I know, and I'm sick of it. It wasn't in the script. So, but that would make it fun. So it was fun for me to kind of wear something different for a change. My leather pants were 12 pounds, by the way. So try running and doing the stunts. I did most of my stunts, which I loved. That was a jock in me, it's my stupid, my ego. But my stunt guys were great. They made me look good, too. It's fine, just remind me, Peter Jacobson, I don't know if you know who that is, he's a pro golfer. And the first time I met Peter, he came up to me and we started talking, he said, big fan of the show. And we talked about all the stunts I do. He goes, yeah, but if you screw up, you get a second tape. We're golfers, and we screw up, we don't get a second chance. But my stunties were awesome. Actually, one of them, Ben Cook now has been Daniel Craig's body double for all the James Bond movies. So he's won a couple of big stunt awards like Stunt of the Year and stuff like that. But we worked for a small country. I'll tell you, there's a lot of it's go down there. People really work hard. Beautiful country. Do yourself a favor, love it. I like Australia too, but if you make me a choice, New Zealand. Kyoto. There you go. Maori's. What? You got Maori blood in you?
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yes, sir.
It's so fun. I got to tell you, because I as a kid, we used to play in our backyard. We called it razzle dazzle. You could go forward, but you had to throw a ball backwards. I didn't know about rugby at the time. I had no idea. We're playing rugby. Didn't know we knew about it. But I knew rugby as I got older, of course. So I get down there, and I actually became very good friends with Sean Fitzpatrick, who was a big star in the 90s, the captain of the All Blacks, which is, they're always in the top 2 or 3 in the world. Amazing teams. So I go back to LA and I got an all black shirt on. And I go to Gold's Gym, and the Gold's Gym is kind of neutral territory. They get a lot of gang members working out there, but this is the one spot they're not going to take like a drive-by. And they looked at me and they, which is all blacks. I don't got all racist on me now. It's the name of a rugby team. But they got on my face spotter at first. And then a couple other guys come up to me, it's a rugby team, and they see them, so they saved me. But these guys, get out being some jerk or something. Get out of it. Anyway, anything else? Yes?
Do you like film or series film?
You know, yes, I like film or series better. I'm at a point now I want to get back into the series. It's actually, if you get a series, an hour show is a lot of work. Half our sitcom is heaven for an actor. It really is. It's tough on the writers. But on an hour show, you easily going to work 60 to 80 hours a week, just the way it is. For a sitcom, it's 30 to 40 hours for an actor. And it's just great. And it's fun because it's like a little play. Every Friday, you get a live audience. But it's fast because you get the script. You get the script Friday night after you do the show, and then you get the weekend to look at it. But Monday you have a read through, then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all rehearsals, and you do the live taping. Taking a live audience. And it's a buzz. It's great. It's a lot of fun. Movies, I'm liking it, but at a point now, it's because most of the movies that are independent, small, low budget ones, so it's 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 6 weeks. It's not like long time, but. A lot of people think every movie's like Avatar, we're going to take 3 years to film it, but no, it doesn't work that way. I remind people of Clint Eastwood's movie, was it $1 Million Day to the boxing one? Won Best Picture, she won Best Actress, Morgan Freeman won Best Supporting Actor. They shot that in 25 days. Wow. And Clint Eastwood works 8-hour days. Clint is like, I remind that to directors who think they got to work 14-hour days all day. By the third day, I walk up to him, whisper, I go, Clint Eastwood is 8-hour days, and he's Academy Award-winning movies, I'm just saying. Just a little reminder. Know what you want, But, I'd love to get back in that routine again, because I would love another series to go 6-7 years. I would love it. You do it in one spot, you got a steady paycheck coming in, and, because all these independent movies, I'm doing it because I love it. There's not money in all these things, but there's a lot of people they got to bring in. But you do it because you like the project, and it's like I said, I like to mix it up, but I do. So there was another hand that popped up here, wasn't there? Later.
You mentioned Michael Hurst and Bruce Campbell, but what was it like working with Lucy Wallace?
Well, Lucy came on, originally she was in the very first movie, had a small part in there, with Anthony Quinn. Anthony Quinn played Zeus. To me, if you want to ask about who I love working with, Anthony Quinn. Anthony Quinn was amazing. And you're working with a guy that's been nominated for 6 Academy Awards. He's won twice. And he and I had dinner every Saturday night. And it was amazing. And just the stories I got of working on the movies he worked on. And you guys don't know Anthony Quinn as a young guy. You can check it out, Anthony Quinn. It's pretty amazing. I'm going to bring up this one. It's kind of PG-13, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. So Anthony's sitting here. His wife, Yolanda's there, and Eric Grundman is sitting here. We're at Antoine's. It was this Italian restaurant that he really loved. And he looks at Yolanda. Goes, Yolanda, go to the bathroom. She was at the window. Let's go to the bathroom. Because he met her on the, she was the head wardrobe on Lawrence of Arabia, which was shot in Morocco for 2 years. And so she gets up. She's muttering, where you went to talk about the girls? And she's muttering the whole way down the hall. Quinn's watching to make sure she's out of earshot. He also called me sweetheart. He grabs my hand and goes, sweetheart, what can you tell me about this thing they call the G-spot? I said, Mr. Quinn, you got 15 kids. You know where the G-spot is. True story. Check out True Strength. It's in my book. But Lucy was, nobody knew who she was. I mean, she was a small actress in New Zealand, like most actors down there. And she probably played about 4 or 5 different roles in the first couple of seasons. And the whole thing for the Xena character, the idea came about at the end of season 2, where they had another show that was on along with my show called Vanishing Sun, but the show wasn't getting ratings, so they canceled it. So they had an hour opening up. And Universal said, what should we do? And they sort of said, why don't we do sort of a female Hercules thing? I don't know. They tried to think of something, and one of the writers came up with the idea. So they did. There's a 3-show arc at the end of season 2, and they wanted to see if they liked her or not. So there's no commitment to it yet. But there was actually another actress booked for that role at the time. And she got really sick. And they panicked, and they said, what are we going to do? And they said, well, we like Lucy. I mean, maybe she'd be good for the role. And that's how that whole thing happened. Just because the other actress got sick and couldn't make it. And I'm trying to remember her name. You guys know who she is? She's in a TV show. She's a British actress. She was on Weird Science on the TV series. What is it? No, that was a movie. This is a TV series. She was in a movie called
Vanessa Angel.
Vanessa Angel. Yes, you win something from the Upper Road Drive. That's right. Vanessa Angel, with me. That's right. And she was in Kingpin, right? That was called with Woody Harrelson and Randy Quaid. He had that wooden arm in the bowling movie, or whatever it was, that comedy. So she had the role. But the reality was, they needed someone. She's more like a Raquel Welch, sort of voluptuous bombshell. They needed someone that was pretty, but they needed someone who was athletic. And Lucy was like a good combo for the role. And so in a way, it worked out. Yeah, it worked out. I mean, the show initially was going to be shot in South Africa. So she never would have got the role. Maybe it never would have happened. Maybe Hercules never would have happened. I mean, they would have done the movies, but who knows? And then they said, oh, we're going to shoot in Australia. The whole thing in New Zealand happened last second. They were location scouting in Australia. And somebody said, New Zealand's a lot cheaper, and they got, they don't have a really experienced crew, and the producers went there and they said, it was 38 cents on the dollar. You could buy $1 million home down there for $380,000. It was like, it's really expensive now, by the way, because everybody wants to move there. It is. It's become, they don't have open borders, trust me. It is very tough to get in that country. Now, you go as a tourist, but if you want to move there, if you go online and look, the restrictions are huge, and they just want to keep the country slow growth, and it's just kind of what they're doing. But she was funny. I mean, she's funny and easy to work with too. And it was good. I mean, you know what? I was very blessed in that show. And you look at all the episodes we did, and all the actors I worked with. There was only one actor that was a complete jerk. I'm not going to name who it is because we know who it is. And I'm not going to tell. What's his name? Right? Yeah. I'm not doing Seinfeld episode, okay?
So we covered, like your labor club, you do a lot of your film production company, and all the productions in the past with Hercules and Drama. Now, we haven't heard much about Kevin Sorbo, the family man. If we may step into that a little bit. Your oldest is 15, you said?
Oldest 15, I got a 12-year-old, and my little girl's having a birthday party today. Turning 11. Don't worry, in 2 weeks I'm taking a train from LA to San Diego. We're going to the zoo, we're going to SeaWorld, we're just doing a daddy-daughter, like 3 days. Legoland. So they're great. We homeschool, so that's why they travel with us so much and stuff. My wife just wrote a book called They're Your Kids. Dealing with homeschooling. So, yeah, so they're great. They make me laugh every day.
Have they shown any interest in doing that?
Big time. Well, they grew up on a movie set. I mean, I was never, there's eons ahead of me at that age of being on what it's like to be on a set. I mean, my first time doing commercials, I was scared crap. They're so casual about it. And so they play my kids in a movie Left Every Life. They play my kids. And I auditioned them. I made them work for it. They did a great job. And not just being a proud dad, they did a great job. And I was blown away by their performance. And so it's going to be, you'll recognize a lot of faces in the movie as well.
Anything that we can look forward to in the coming years from?
Well, I mean, hopefully these movies I got coming out, I got 3 movies coming out next year. Just like you mentioned, Left to Be Light and Reliant, the one I just finished there, and the story of Joseph and Mary just came out. I play Joseph, stepdad to a kid named Jesus. Spirit of the Game just came out this month. Spirit of the Game is a basketball movie in the 1950s. I shot that down in Melbourne, Australia last year. I just sold a pilot to NBC, knock on wood, hope it gets picked up. We'll shoot the pilot next year called Miracle Man. It's a heavy drama. It's not touched by an angel, it's more like punched by an angel. I play an agnostic military man. He's a ranger, lifetime ranger, everybody dies in an ambush in Afghanistan. He's the only one that survives. And his life is all completely, it's his journey. So I've got a quantum leap sort of feel to it, how you're having sort of feel. NBC and Sony bought it, so we'll see what happens with that. And I've got a Western that we're looking to shoot in Santa Fe. Next spring. Actually, I got 2 we're working about. One's called The Gospel Mill, set in 1867, and the other one is called Tranquility, and we've got Dwight Yoakam attached to it, along with Anne Margaret. So we're raising money for that right now. And Tranquility, I play a gunfighter that's well past his prime, but he wants to get out of the business, but every 20-year-old gunslinger wants to take me out. So it's Tranquility is the name of the town that doesn't allow any kind of weapons whatsoever, and it's really for a place to go that they know they're going to die. They're up in the light with health crisis, whatever. We're looking for the leading lady to play the nurse. That's Dwight Yoakam plays the doctor in the hospital. So we'll see what happens. We got some good. I got a couple other ones. I love westerns. Shot 4 of them. Most of them have been on the Hallmark Channel. You guys have seen Avenging Angel. I recommend Avenging Angel. So that's nice. Stay busy.
I like that. I love it. Just so we're going to keep working. I appreciate that. Any final words or any words you want to
I'll take one last question before we run away. Anybody yes?
How was it working with Michael, Lucy Lawless, and the girl who played Gabriel on the animated?
Answer most of that.
Yeah, I mean, like the animated movie Hercules and Xena Battle for Mount Olympus.
You know what?
It should have been more.
You got the t-shirt on. Stand up, show them the t-shirt.
Great t-shirt.
I talked about this. Here's my problem about that, because I love doing it. But I saw the quality of animation they were used beforehand, and I told Rob Tappert, the other executive producer, Lucy's husband, and I said, Rob, if we don't do first-class animation on this and do a better storyline, this is going to be a one-and-done deal. And he said, no way, because their thought was, let's do one every year or every other year. Because this is something, we still got our voices, we can still be doing this stuff for a long time. And they would listen to me, and of course I was right. And it's too bad, because it's something that could have really told stories forever. So it was very frustrating for me. And, and a couple other people said some stuff too before they went. They went the cheap road, they shouldn't have gone the cheap road. But, we mentioned Renee O'Connor. She was in the second movie, The Lost Kingdom, right? And that was with Eric Close. A very young Eric Close is going on to play. He was just on Nashville with him, so he's Nashville. Eric's a good friend. He's a good guy. And they've used her before. They're very loyal to actors that they use over and over again. So we had, like I said, we had a lot of laughs on the set. I mean, my buddy Kevin Smith, who I miss dearly, He played the Aries. He was my golf buddy. He was a horrible golfer. As was Bruce Campbell. But they loved every time they were down. Bruce and Kevin and I would golf all the time because he lived it. But if you don't know the story, he died on a movie set in Shanghai, China. My gosh, it's been 13 years probably now. It's been a long time. Left behind 3 young boys, all below the ages of 10. His oldest now, I think, is 23, 24, 6'6". Big kid, big rugged dude. Kevin was a hoot. I mean, I call him monkey on the golf course, but he was always in the trees. He didn't do anything fairway. And he had a temper, you can imagine. He'd go out and start doing push-ups and stuff, break clubs. But he still wanted to play, he loved the game. But when I go to New Zealand, I go to his gravesite, I share our favorite beer together, Max Gold. If you guys like beer, try to find Max Gold somewhere. It's a New Zealand beer, it's a great beer. And it's his gravesite, just have a beer with him and talk and stuff. And, like I said, Mike, I was looking in Dutch all the time. But you had something, I know you had a question. Do you have a question? No? I thought you had blue hair. She could put her on the spot, I thought you were right. Anything else? Okay, last one.
What's your absolute favorite episode of Hercules?
It's hard to say, but I certainly have a top 10 list. But I mean, just because I think it's a wonderful episode. It's the first time I ever directed. It's called The Apple. And Michael Hurst, episode 2, Fancy Free, I love that one. Michael directed another one called The Mercenary, which can sometimes be very heavy, dramatic ones. I really like that one too. That one was really more of just a grittier one where these sand creatures were sort of chasing us, and sort of it was just really just me and this other guy, this other actor, Jeremy Roberts, I think was his last name. But I love The Apple because any episode I directed, I created a sport. And that one I actually did a number of, I put the dream sequence. You watch them, go look at The Apple on Netflix. Because I put in these 3 dream sequences as well. They used me as a human hacky sack in one of the dream sequences. And Michael being this guy, the golden guy when he saves me and all this kind of stuff. But we started the episode with it looks like a shipwreck. We show the clouds parting, the seas still going pretty hard, and chunks of wood broken. You see a body on the shore, and we kind of zoomed in the body, but we start with feet roll up. It's a gratuitous sort of naked shot of Hercules. And when they finally to my face, oh my God, it was a shipwreck, and started hearing this Beach Boy music. And I turn around, there's Michael Hurst on one of the pieces of broken wood, and he's surfing. We heard a body double he did headstands on the board and all this kind of stuff. And he comes in, did you see that? That was amazing. I go, so you're riding a piece of wood on water like that's going to become popular. And he goes, yeah, I guess you're right. Of course, at the end of the movie, we see a bunch of kids all doing it, and he goes, like that's going to become popular. But we did a lot of that stuff. It was another one where I discovered golf where I'm fighting 12 guys, and I beat up 8 guys and knocked out 4 guys that got away. They were like 1,000 yards away, and I'm holding a sword, and as I go, forget them, and I look down and I see this rock that was sort of like a golf ball. And another rock was sort of like a T, so I put it on top, it's super slow motion, I hit it with the sword. So we did a CGI shot, this thing going 1,000 yards, hits all 4 guys, bing, 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 they get knocked out. And I go, 4. And as I look at the sword, I go, I had a feeling this thing would slice, and I go, that's all stuff that we wrote in these episodes, just because it was fun. And it was made fun for you guys too, because we're laughing at ourselves. So that's what made the show fun for people. And that's why you guys tuned in, and I appreciate it. So I thank you for your time, and thanks guys.